Trigger warning. The following content may discuss sensitive topics such as mental health, abuse, violence. Please proceed with caution and take care of yourself. If you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to step away.
Ozo, you are a predator. Thank you,
This
people.
ain't a
Thank
safe
you.
space at all right now.
No, it's not in it.
Thank you, Torian. Thank you.
Yeah.
No,
Who is that?
Don't
Z?
read this by any view.
Let's carry on the
Who is that?
conversation
Read this
anyway.
by any view.
Continue the conversation.
Someone's echoing.
Everybody drop.
Thank fuck.
Right, let's continue the
Nat, drop
conversation.
out of the box. Everyone drop. Leave them to it.
Everybody drop
Let
from this
him.
live. Don't give
They
this
let
prick
him
any
run
more
what he
views.
wanted to
He's
say.
disgusting.
He never answered the question properly. We all know what happened. He deflected absolutely everything, and we've got men sitting here clapping, men deflecting what they've actually done. The man ain't sorry. The man has got people running around this app, giving people shit, taking people's videos, trolling people. I just tried to show you that on green screen, but y'all ain't interested. You're too busy running down a woman
Are you
who
talking
took
about
abuse
Mr.
from
Yeah,
some
she is.
dirty, crusty
But
man.
Judge,
Natalie, drop out of the box. Fuck
just
these
quickly
people.
before I drop Judge, you just said you just said to Miss Waters, sorry, I don't know your name, but you just said to her that he didn't intentionally do it. So that alone, it just shows that you've already kind of made up your mind. So it automatically becomes a biased
I
life.
made up my mind. What it says is that what I suggest is that he didn't intentionally hurt her on purpose.
If she didn't turn
But
around,
she's
he would
1
have
second,
smashed
guys.
the
Hold
glass
on.
into the back of her head.
Let her talk. Let her
But
address it.
he's admitted to what's happened. She's told her story, and like I don't know what you lot want from this woman. Like what is
I
the
know.
purpose of this live?
Sorry, Judge, can
They
I jump
wanted
in?
Torian, they wanted
Hold on.
him
She's
to come
asking
in
me a
here
question. She's
and
asking
so
I'm
then
asking
big
you.
up
I'm
gonna
Mr.
drop
M
you. I'll
and to
drop you.
protect
Don't
Mr.
shut him
M
up. Shut
and
up,
try and
man.
get a
Shut up.
different story out there.
Judge, can I just say one thing, please?
All right, hold on. Let me address what Torin just asked.
All right.
Basically, I'm in the middle. I want to hear both sides of the
Right.
story. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not enabling any violent acts towards women. You understand? At all. But what I'm saying is that if you're in a situation where, say for instance, you're in a toxic relationship with somebody and you're both under the influence of something, shit's gonna happen. But what I'm saying is that he didn't intentionally, now listen, he did not intentionally grab her and smack her in the face with a glass.
Threw a glass to the back of her head.
That is what I'm saying.
What did he intend that glass
What
to do
did
if he
Do
threw
you
it at the back of her
understand my
head?
English? Do you understand what
So
I'm saying?
what did
to
he
you?
expect to happen
What
when
did
he
he
threw
expect
that
to
glass
happen?
at the back of the
So
woman's
if I
head?
throw, okay, you asked me a question. So if I'm in an argument with my partner and I decide to dash anything at the wall, whether it's a fucking plastic,
It wasn't
No,
at
he
the
didn't
wall. It
dash it
wasn't
let
at
at
me
the
all.
wall.
finish.
That's the
Let
thing,
me
back of her
finish.
head.
Let me finish.
Judge,
Let me
dropping
finish.
hard.
Let me finish. I'm saying if I dashed a plastic cup of tea against the wall, what? Are you lot gonna now vilify me?
No, because you
No,
had thrown it
can
at
I
the
just
wall.
tell
You're
That's
you,
so
right?
different.
angry, but this man didn't throw it at the wall. He threw it at the woman's head.
Yeah, but is that
Whether it hit
fact?
the front of her
Where's
head or the back of her
Yes,
head, that's fact.
Judge,
That's her
I'll
head.
the
jump
back
in.
of her head.
Yes, it is
Sorry,
facts.
panel,
I was there.
please.
And she
Lord,
turned
You know what
can
it
I
around.
just
is,
say what
Judge,
I
yeah?
wanted to say? Because it's
Everyone's
nothing to
obviously...
actually do with
Just want to
this.
explain one perspective, if you don't mind. Thank you.
No, I
I
was
just found
gonna...
this live randomly, yeah? I found this live randomly. And I think it's really good what you're doing, Judge, to be fair.
Pick up yourself.
But
Well, you're backing
from
the wrong
what,
side.
hold on.
No, let him just
From what I've
speak.
heard,
You're letting every man speak, but not letting
Hold
him
on,
finish.
Listen,
hold on.
even
No,
if he
I
speaks
think-
against me, even if he
Hold on.
speaks
Judge, can I
against me, I
speak
will let him
next,
speak.
please?
You understand?
Yeah.
So chill out, man.
From what I've heard,
Go on.
for the last 45 minutes, I think he threw the glass and he hit her in her face. That's what I think. That's what I think happened. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He hasn't apologized for
I
that,
think that happened too.
right? But he has apologized.
So does that make it
And I
okay?
think
No,
it's
he
really
hasn't
Well, wait a
apologised
minute,
properly,
right?
Let him
Torian.
talk.
Basically,
You lot.
That eradicates
Mods,
domestic
drop
violence.
everyone.
We apologise.
Mods, drop everyone because they're disrespecting my thing right now.
I'll land.
Drop
I
everyone.
think what you've done here is really
Apart
really
from my
brave
man
and
in the
cool
fucking in
to
the
have
big
this
screen.
conversation in public, and you're new to TikTok and it's all wild and crazy. All that other stuff that's going on, that's wild as well. But I think this has been pretty good. Well done, Judge.
No, because you're rising
Judge,
every
can I
man,
say
every man
something? I don't know if you're
and
trolling,
then
but
putting them in a big box, and then every time a woman
I know.
speaks,
Yeah,
you
you're not
don't put
really
them in
letting
a
the
big
women
box.
I think that Zozo
I never let the women
Listen,
speak because
listen,
obviously
listen.
they
I'll
domestically,
put
they
all of you.
domestically
that
abuse
Zozo
women
that
as
was
well.
doing too much.
They must
Guaranteed,
be.
one of you
Alright,
domestically
alright.
abused the woman.
Out of you females, who wants to
Should
talk?
have had a little
Guaranteed.
Can I
subject.
just
Yeah,
speak,
yeah.
How many
please?
times?
Judge,
Natalie, take the big
How many
box.
times you domestically abused the
We're all
women?
talking at the same time. Chill out.
Judge, can
Yeah.
I just say something, please?
Yeah, go on. I'm gonna put in the.
So the male MGMTRM previously threatened to slap me in the face. So how can he have
What are you
any
doing
type
here?
of
That's got
voice
nothing to
and
do with this current
What are you doing
conversation.
here? Go away.
That's
No, but
not,
how
nothing
can
to
he
do
have
with
any
this
voice on the
conversation.
platform
That's something you
when
take up
it's
with
doing domestic
men.
violence against women?
Okay, so listen, George, can you put, so you said, that this was supposed to be about me and him, but every
Yeah.
person that you put in this big box has been a male or a
Yeah.
mod like
Or a
on his
supporter
side,
of Mr. M.
Every
Hold on,
person
hold on.
that I've asked to come has been dropped or this or that, or you're not letting them speak.
That's not my fault.
For
That's
example-
the
No,
mod.
that
That's
is your
the
fault
mod.
because you're
That
getting
is your
abused.
fault. It's
If
your
you ask me
platform.
That is
personally,
your fault.
if you
Torian has
ask,
just
hold on,
joined,
hold on.
Torian
Waters,
has just joined, and you're not letting her speak.
If you ask me personally, like, boom, Judge, can you rise up this person? I will.
Okay,
I'm-
cool. Can
don't
you?
drop
So
them.
all the women that have come in to try and speak for or about me, you're not letting them speak.
Well,
You're
let them
just
rise
letting
up.
the male speak.
Like I just said.
Yeah.
Let us
There
speak.
you
We're
go.
here.
You're not letting them talk though. You're muting them
what
or
I'm
you're
saying
muting
is-
them
We
or
are
whatever,
here.
whatever.
All right, listen,
So-
listen. In this live, there's a lot of people that want to rise and talk. So
Fuck
what
all
I'm saying
them.
is-
Yeah, but
Say
you're
we're
not
Chill,
letting them
chill, chill,
finish.
chill, chill.
Or
What
you're
I'm
dropping
saying-
them, or
what I'm
Mr.
saying
M
is-
is
No.
dropping
You're not
them.
listening to me. What I'm saying
Can
is
I
a lot of
speak
people
then?
want to
Big
rise.
box,
I've got a lot of people that are requesting
Big
in
box,
boxes
we
right
know.
now.
Yeah,
Big
Judge,
box,
If
can
you
I
said to
speak
me,
in
Judge,
box number 7?
if you said to me,
Big
Judge,
box, we
this
know.
person wants to rise up, this is the name, I'll rise them, innit?
Okay,
But there's a
Judge,
lot of
Right,
people
Judge,
that
I'm
rise.
sitting in box number
person.
7. Can I rise
Drop
up, please?
Sean. Nobody
Judge,
knows
Anyway.
who Sean is,
we
yeah?
know.
Drop Sean.
Anyway,
Torian has
anyway,
spoke on it
anyway,
before.
anyway,
Hardy
this is my
and
life.
Mouth.
Miss
Drop
Waters.
Sean. Sean is a random person who's trying to advocate for him. She needs to go. That's a male on a female's account, yeah?
Judge,
Torian
how
has
many
been
women have
speaking
you
about this for a
domestically
week.
abused?
Judge.
And Hardy
Judge,
and Mary
pick up
Motormouth
yourself.
was just
Stop me
talking
that
about
Judge
it.
basically domestically
Judge.
abuses women, guys.
Judge,
He's domestically abused many women.
Who, sorry?
That's probably why she brought him.
No. Wait, what did she just say?
Guys, this is.
One second, because you
Yeah,
know
Torian,
you
speak.
need to hold on.
Okay.
Judge, what I
No
was
problem.
what obviously I think the reason why a lot of people have come up here on Volts is because this lady has obviously shared her story in regards to Mr. M. People that have come in have obviously seen her by herself in the box with 4 or 5 men in the box, like kind of patronizing her in a way, not kind of understanding what she's saying, or just, do you get what I'm saying? So I think a lot of women have come up very upset, very angry,
Understand that.
because
Yeah.
you could understand that it's triggering people. You're holding a live about domestic violence because you're saying that you want to be in the middle. So it's obviously about a domestic violence suffered that this lady has suffered. There's no like helpline. There's no structure to the live. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, I feel like, just, you got to bear that in mind. It's not a good look.
I do
That's
bear
what
that in
I'm
mind,
saying.
but also what you lot got to bear in mind, I'm not a psychologist and I'm definitely not a therapist. So I'm just here to get the truth. Understand that. Overstand that, you lot. I'm here to get the truth in the middle. Do you understand?
I'm not gonna lie.
Respectfully, what you said, Torian, you're right.
These are other women
but
to speak though, because every time they're speaking, they're getting blocked or dropped by your mod.
I just said to you 5 minutes ago, my mods are doing their thing. They're working.
I'm
innit?
box number 7. Can I speak, please?
Right? But if you want to talk your thing. If you want to rise somebody, tell me, Judge, I want to rise this person right
So,
now.
Judge, can I have a
This is what
chance to speak now?
Who's talking? Who's
Box
talking?
number 7. Hardy
what?
Bop.
Yeah, go
Can
on.
I speak? Are you going to let me finish a sentence before you shut me down again?
I will if you don't interject when I'm talking. What I
What
said
I'm
was,
asking.
if you don't interject when I'm talking, then yeah, you can talk. Go for it.
Right, I've
Can I
risen
quickly-
here.
Sorry, go ahead, sorry.
Go on.
So I've risen here to support Miss Waters because you've allowed. Now you say you want this platform to show the 50-50, both sides equal and fair. But what I've seen in the last 40 minutes of sitting in this room is that your best friend, Mr. M, who's a moderator,
Did I say to you he's my best friend?
had.
Hold
Well,
on.
you're treating
Hold
me
on a
like
minute.
it, and you're
Hold
interrupting me.
Hold
You
on.
can't let her
Hold
talk.
on.
That's what you
I'm
tell
not-
everyone,
I'm
George.
not
You
finished
tell
yet.
everyone, let them
Nah.
talk. So let her talk.
This
You
is
see
it.
how
You're cutting me off
see-
again, aren't you?
You see
Let
what
her
I'm
talk.
saying, yeah?
But you're cutting me
The guy
off.
says my best friend.
Well,
Just let her
my
talk.
boy,
You
my
tell me
man,
not to
Are
my
you
talk before
mentally?
I'm
moderator.
talking.
What's wrong
Let
with
her
you, bro?
talk and you respond after. Respectfully, that's what you say to everybody.
Nah,
Let
done
one
that.
person say their piece. You just hold it till she said her piece.
I'm gonna drop all of you unless
Thank you, Natalie. Natalie, I
Do
think you
not-
should actually
do
just
not
leave the live
spread
because this
false
man doesn't
information.
really care.
Do not
All he's
spread
doing it
false
for is begging
information.
for coins, and he doesn't
Begging
even
for
really want your side. He's already made up his mind. He
Go on,
thinks
go
Mr.
on,
M is
spread the narrative.
innocent
Go on.
and that he threw it at the wall. He doesn't believe the truth. And if he was to research Mr. M's name, Corey Harris, in Derby, he would find several violent offences against this man's name, and many of them against women. If he did his research before he moderated our
Say that.
songs,
All
he
right.
would
So, all right.
be.
Let me say this. Yeah. So,
Hadn't
if that's
finished.
true, what's that got to do with you just spreading a false narrative about me?
It isn't a false
best
narrative.
friends
It's all
with Mr.
facts.
M?
Go look it up.
No, you just said I'm best friends with Mr. M. Am I right? Am I
You're
wrong?
treating him like it because you're giving him a platform and allowing him to control your life.
Giving you all a platform, hence why I've not dropped you.
Yeah, but it's taken me 30 minutes to get up here.
Yeah, well, there's
Why
a
do
lot
you
of
let
people
him
requesting.
speak?
There's a lot of people requesting. But
And
what I'm
you
saying is,
you put
what I'm saying
him in
is
the
that
big
you've
box.
come up and you've tried to spread a narrative that I'm
It's
best
not a
friends with
narrative.
Mr.
It's a
fucking M.
fact. It's fact.
Can I ask a question? Where has he gone? Because he was here. Where's he
He
ran
ran
to?
away like the.
And this is
Go
what
round
I'm
the
saying.
Victorian.
This is what I'm saying, yeah. You in the big box right now, you're spreading a mad narrative about people.
It's not a mad
You're on
narrative.
a
It's all
witch hunt.
backed up by facts.
Can we actually like stick to the
Where's your
like,
facts?
the
Where's your
facts and
receipts
stuff?
then? If you're about facts, where's
Is
your receipts?
Miss Walters the lady that had
Hold on. Big up,
I'm not-
Chef. Aye, welcome, Chef. Welcome, Chef. Big up.
well
Chef.
done.
I'm gonna put Chef in.
You know, they
Host,
just
can
make
I-
it little sound
She
effects.
chat sense.
Host, can I say something and then obviously a drop
it's-
because this is not productive at all,
Yes, my brother.
if possible.
I
So
hear you.
the
I-
thing
I
is,
was in
yeah,
the
obviously
middle of
when
talking. What's going on? I don't understand.
go ahead.
Alright,
Miss
can
Walters
somebody
is the
give her the
lady.
synopsis of what's going on?
Is Miss Walters the lady that had experienced the situation with Mr. Yeah?
Correct, yeah.
Alright, so obviously I've come in, I've not really heard like her version of events, but a while ago I heard you say that you're not a psychologist. I'm just gonna say to
Exactly.
you see when you're hosting lives like this, you do have to kind of be mindful of what people have been through. The fact that you're stating that you're not no, listen, I hit all right, cool. The fact that you're stating that you do not have like credentials, I don't think that you need certain credentials to be able to empathize with women that go through situations like how she has.
Correct.
And you don't need certain credentials in order to just kind of be mindful
Chef,
about
spit it how it is, man. I know you.
no, like, do you know what it is? Everyone knows a topic like this is something that I do handle very delicately because of my own reasons. Do you understand? So I have to also be mindful of the things that I say because I'm not trying to trigger nobody. It is a triggering topic.
Hey, Chef, stop beating around the bush.
I'm not beating around no bush. I'm just explaining. I'm talking. Yeah. It's a triggering conversation for many. So if you believe that you do not have the right mental to host a live like this, then respectfully let somebody else do it.
No, I do have the right mental. And like I said, if you heard, I don't know if you just came into the live late, but like I said, I'm going to be in the middle. I'm going to be impartial to the thing. You understand?
You're not impartial, though.
Listen to me. Listen to me. So that's where I come from with this thing. You understand? I'm not taking no sides. You understand? I just want to hear both sides of the story in any situation because I'm a judge.
The abuser is one of your moderators and is still one of your moderators. When I first joined, you turned around and said you'd removed his dropping powers, his blocking powers, or whatever. But he was still a moderator and he dropped 2 members of the support of Miss Waters before he then rose up. That's what happened. If you get the live of this live, the report of this live, the download of this live, you will see that that's exactly.
He was, you know,
That's my whole point.
that's not
She's
even
making
cool,
that
man.
point.
Woman,
Come on,
so
that's
Making
not
a
even
good point,
kind.
though. She's
I
making a
can't
good
be
point.
asked for this shit because you're just
Can I
you're
s-
saying you want.
Miss Waters, I'm not gonna lie. I think you
And
should
Miss Waters,
drop or go
listen,
to
you don't need to
someone's
be
live, man,
irate.
because
I'm
this
saying
isn't.
because
Don't
you're blocking and dropping any woman that
Like
comes
I said,
an
yeah,
angle
my
and you
mods
don't
are
like
doing their
it.
thing.
So cool. You're
Miss
just.
Waters,
I'm done. I'm
you're
not
just picking
interested.
up. You're picking a problem with me for no reason. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. On that note,
My mods are doing their thing, innit? What can I say? All right, Chev, what you saying anyway, man? Anyway,
Obviously, I'm here to listen to what had happened because I had spoken to Mr. M, so I have been asking if the lady in question has
what do you
spoken.
get when you spoke to Mr. M? What do you get from
Bullshit.
the conversation? Well, you don't believe him.
Nope.
Why not?
Because of the going around the mulberry bush and the way that he chose to articulate himself. It seems mad. I was listening just a while ago and somebody said something about a glass being thrown directly to her head. You said
No,
that
no. It weren't directly to her head. He threw it.
listen to what I said.
apparently.
Listen to what I said. Somebody on the platform said that he threw the glass directly at her.
Yeah.
He said to me that he threw it at the wall. But when he was describing what happened, not that there was too much, like there was so many unnecessaries in him letting me know exactly what had taken place. Not only that, just the whole way that he articulated what was going on or tried to go around the bush to just explain what you are saying was something that happened innocently. I don't believe it. He told me, yeah, he said to me that what happened is they were in a hotel room and they've had an argument about a woman's number being in his phone after he had been incarcerated for some time. And sorry, not his phone, the number was found in his bag or whatever it was. She's challenged him about it. He's gotten mad. She's left the room, took the key card out, and the room was dark. And he thought she had left. He heard the door open, and he left the room and threw the glass. The glass hit the wall, and obviously the shatters went into her eye. I mean, it sounds great to sit, but I didn't hear no one mention that a while ago. So that's the reason why I wanted to speak to her.
Can I ask you a question, respectfully? Where did you hear that from? Like, who gave you that?
Him himself.
Oh,
I
swear on.
spoke to him directly.
Okay.
Directly, I spoke to him because somebody came into my chat and told me to type in Corey Harris or Harrison, whatever. And I've spoken to him off of the app before because he do images for me and things. And I reached out to him before I had actually put it in the search and sent it to him. And me and him had a conversation. And that was the story that he gave me.
Mad. Okay, so I'm gonna say this, yeah, Mr. M, my brother. If you're in the chat right now, rise up. If you're on the FYP, rise up. Same way. And also, I'm not gonna add anyone in the boxes right now. So just chill. For a second.
Is it possible if I can address something quickly, host?
Yes. All right. Go on. Yes.
So obviously, I would have liked to have done it when the young ladies were still here, but this is where I was speaking about the intention thing coming into play, yeah, because all of a sudden, all of the men on the panel have been essentially typecasted as AB users and like are kind of.
They always think that they can, we're just women. We're just women, and I can't believe they've chose to do this on International Women's Day.
Yeah,
I know.
that's the jarring thing.
Like who? Honestly, I could.
And I'm not being
through a
funny.
window. I'm not even being funny.
Do you know what this whole live gave me? It gave me, you lot had a group call earlier and discussed how you was going to plan this out. That's what it gave me. You lot have been planning how you're going to conduct this live. You lot are fuckeries over there. You've had one woman with 5 men at sometimes being in the box, and you lot are just running it like it's some fucking joke.
A woman that you know
Let
has
her
been
finish.
domestically abused by a man, and you had 5 men in a box, and that's what you think is funny or what you think is something to do. See, that's even more. I'm going to make sure your platform never gets lifted off, Mr. M. I'm going to be at you every day for every fucking day until you lose your TikTok platform. And I mean every fucking day, every second, every minute, every day. Try me.
Yeah, because you know, like every time when Judge or whatever said in the beginning, oh, Natalie, if there's anybody you want, from the get-go, I know I want Jess, Lady B, I want Hayes. Like, these are just names that I know from TikTok from the last week that have been flooding my inbox. And like every time I click on live, every time I'm scrolling, they're doing lives and they're talking about how he has treated them. That is very separate to how he's treated me, but they're telling their experience of how he's treated them. So I'm super interested because that's so relevant. Although, yeah, my shit is 10 years ago, but his pattern of behavior is still the same. So when I'm trying to explain that, he's like, no, well, da-da-da. And then every time like a woman tried to come up or a man came up and said something for my side, he's dropping them or someone's blocking them. And then I'm thinking, you know what? You are actually just fucking biased. And I could see on my screen at the top, bear in mind, yeah, I don't really know how you work TikTok, too tough, yeah. The amount of messages I keep seeing coming up, like, drop this live, come out of this live, I'm like, why? But then I realise he's just there only allowing certain people to come in that are on his side, and that is fine. But then if you're saying you want both sides and be in the middle, let the middle happen. You can't just have one side of males. And then there's a time I'm sitting there and there's like 4 or 5 males in the box. I'm like, well, where's Jess? Where's this person? Where's that person that you said I could have? Like, I have to explain my shit.
Corey blocked them. When I got in the room, that judge fella was just saying he's my moderator here, but I've removed certain powers. But he still had the power to drop people and block people. So he'd blocked them all out. He'd got rid of all your support.
He didn't want Jess coming up because she was a moderator for him. And he's like, oh, Natalie, you know you're not friends with Jess. I know I'm not friends with Jess in the real world. I've never met Jess. I couldn't even tell you what Jess looks like. However, you live in this online world of TikTok. So these are now my online friends of TikTok. And you don't want to hear what she's got to say because she's no longer on your side. That's the problem. And Judge didn't want to let those people up. That's what was pissing me off. And then in the end, I just thought, you know what? F you, because you're just a piece of shit with them. And like, for people that believe him and want to side with him, I don't think they're pieces of shit. I think the people that are pieces of shit are the ones that aren't letting... You just blindfolded. I don't care who's on his side. I really don't. It's 10 years ago. And you see how he's there on like, oh, Natalie, we don't talk often. First of all, you retard, yeah? And he, oh, sorry, you can't say that word. I don't know what word to say. Yeah. That's the first time we've spoken in like maybe 8, 9 years, maybe. Then he's there like, well, you've got a conspiracy charge. You tried to run me over. You're lucky I didn't execute your clout, okay? Because if I could have, I would have. But I didn't because you ran too quick.
But let's also talk about the fact that he's like, because the part where I messaged Mary because I was fuming was when he was going on about, well, you spent the last week on the app talking about it and dipping in and lives. Mate, none of us knew about this until you brought it up on the 8th of January, yeah? None of us knew about this. I don't even think you was even here on the app talking about it, Nat. So I don't even know. This is what I'm saying. So when you're not
some of the people playing the game knew about it in January, but the most of the app only knew about it 2 weeks ago.
Well, I was in that live on the 8th of January, and that's from that day is when I blocked the man's clock because I was not hearing this side of the story. And I said, from when he told that side of the story, I was like, I don't believe half of what is coming out of his mouth.
Yeah,
so
if you hear the recording of it now, I didn't hear that recording until after No Face brought it to the app and brought more attention to it about 2 weeks ago. And
I clocked it.
The one from January has then been circulated. And if you listen to him try and give his view of the story, the man's lying. You can hear it in his voice.
If anybody wants to come up, just request
you
the box.
listen to that. You listen to his side of the story. The man was crying. And it was me, how I feel, how I've had to change, how I've had to... No respect for the victim that's in this situation. Please don't come on the internet, the big old internet, and try and fool everyone. You ain't gonna do
Exactly.
that. You're not
You know what
gonna
it was
do
for
that.
me, Natalie, right? When you know, like when they said, "Oh, we're dropping everyone and we're just gonna have Natalie and Mr. M on the stage," but yet still Will was still there and Next Man was still there. And then when it was there pressuring you about what was written in that article, like anybody with any sense is gonna know media are gonna write what they want. You get
Yeah.
it? You give a
And they will run with
story.
that. Somebody will clip that and Corey will be like, you see, I told you, yeah, she's lying. This part wasn't true. I never said that you permitted, because you asked me to my face, I would tell you, no, well, it's not accidentally, but I'd said the way that Haley commented said he pinned me to the pinned me to the bed and glassed me. That didn't happen. I don't blame these people for how they've read it, but that didn't happen. And yes, the media, they take things and run with it, but don't fucking deflect from all the shit that you did. I never said you strangled me. If they put that in there, then cool. But he's going to say, okay, so, well, would that would invalidate this, and this. And that's what he does. He's a master manipulator, and he will focus on a point of negativity to overshadow what he has done. That is how this man works. I've known this man since he was 21. He is so good at working a crowd. He's a DJ. He knows how to get you where he wants you. And then he's saying, oh, he said, so when I'm saying to him, did the glass bounce off the wall or not? He's dropped and he's not answering it because it didn't bounce off the wall.
So sorry, Nat. Are you okay, babe? Sorry, my voice sounds crispy. I'm so tired.
Hey.
But no, I was so vexed when I was listening to it, and I had to come up just to say that I'm glad that you, number one, that you were strong and you said what you had to say. Yeah, because obviously there's a lot of people on this app that actually don't know you personally and don't know actually.
Not like Gabriel, she knows me in real life.
Yeah, but like really what happened in real life and what go on. Now, for me, it was the dunceness. How can a glass bounce off a wall? It's not no plastic thing, it's a glass. So when people are saying, oh, it bounced off the wall, they were trying to justify it, irrespectively, even if we're going to play dunce to the situation, even if it was thrown at the wall and it bounced off the wall, the fact of the matter is this lady has lifelong injuries from a situation that you caused.
Right.
Exactly.
So you're trying to now deflect because the nitpick, he's saying that you don't want to nitpick, but then he's trying to take away the fact that you're like, well, did you say this and that and the other? For me personally, I just wish you never went on there live and tried to even defend yourself, because from the time that you was trying, before you even come up now, the man them already had preempted the situation. They already thought that because they're obviously friends with the man, they were always in support and trying to look like you and paint you as the bad person.
They wanted to
twist
twist
They didn't
it.
care about the actual fact that you have suffered DV. They didn't care about that. Do you know what I mean? They just cared about the fact that that he had his story, he had his point to say, and the judge guy, because I used to follow him, I unfollowed him for that alone, because at the end of the day, you can't have people in your box and they're talking, and then you're getting defensive and getting vexed about other people talking, and then not even putting the people in that you're requesting to have in there. It was all a shambles. It was just very disrespectful, and it was very rude, because I think it was the lady that was her name Chev. The situation is triggering. Any subject like this is very triggering. So for you not to handle it properly, you come in with saying that you're not a psychiatrist, but you're not a judge neither. So why are you even?
That's
why
what
are you
I said.
even
I was
doing
like,
this? If
it's
you're
just
going to do something, do it
disrespect.
properly.
It's so disrespectful to all women what you just did, and it was just. See what the thing is though. Even if they were just taking the piss, like you're taking the mick out of someone who is permanently damaged by domestic violence by that guy, and you think that's funny to do to women. You think that's hilarious, do you?
And it was the sound effects. What are those sound effects for?
That was doing my head in.
Like, do they? This is what annoys me. Like, women die from domestic violence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Three
every
this
week.
is- So this is okay. That's their mothers, their daughters, their nieces. Is that okay then? Yeah. So I'll just take the piss out of that if that ever happens to one of them.
Well, this is the thing, because it's on a it's on a platform where they've already got a connection with Mr. M. This is like us now having Mr. M in this box. We wouldn't be able to do it. It's not mutual ground. So when you're putting
Yeah.
that fakery of judge and sound effects, it's just becoming a joke. It's not serious.
It's for clout. It's for clout. At the end of the day, this is a real life situation that has happened to Nat. This is a real life situation, and the fact that they even brought him up there while she was in the box alone was wrong.
Yeah,
If you are a person that understands the type of situation that you're dealing with, that would have never happened in the first place. It should have never happened.
Yeah.
So
Did they
to
even
me,
ask
it was
him
just
that,
it
if
was
it was
just
okay?
very much all for clout. I'm not like. I just don't like them things. I just don't like when people are trying to bait people, being disrespectful, and trying to play down somebody else's life experience. It's very, very wrong. Do you know what I mean?
You know what it is, yeah? Sorry, Zozo, I'll just say this and then you can go. Big up Zozo, though, yeah. But, like, listen, yeah, these men operate from a place of ego, innit? Like, and they're all misogynistic. They're all working together. And like somebody said, like, they probably had this shit already planned out. Do you know what I mean? But the positive out of this negative is at least we can see who's who and what's what on this app. You get it? Cause I won't be fucking with none of them from now. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've unfollowed him too. I only went in there because somebody sent it to me and said, "Oh, this man's talking about you." So then I've gone in it, and then he's like, "Miss Walters, where are you?" And I was like, "I'm on the phone to my boyfriend. I'll be back." And then I was like, "I'll be back in 20 minutes." Then I'll be back. And then yeah, then everyone, when I've come back into it, they're like, "Oh, we're waiting for Miss Walters." I'm like, "Oh my god, here we go again!" Like, this is a week later. I went in Pills Live to be like, "Okay, this is it. I'm done. I don't want to talk about it again." But my phone does not stop pinging. Every time I come into TikTok, it's Natalie this, Natalie that. And I'm like, I understand from a healthy perspective, I appreciate that. And, you know, it's nice. But at the same time, I'm not used to being in the public eye. Like, I have like social anxiety when everyone's talking about me. I don't like being center of attention, but I understand where the people have made pages about me and that, and where they're talking about it. I understand where they're coming from, and I appreciate that. And it's me just trying to learn and understand, okay, well, this is happening now when, not in a disrespectful way, this was 10 years ago, and obviously people didn't know on TikTok world 10 years ago. So it's okay, we're going back to this world now, and we're going back to...
I think do you know the reason for that though, Nat, is I think because obviously when he's first come on the app, we all know him as Mr. M, the catchphrase guy, and that was it. We didn't know anything of his background until someone was obviously threatening to leak this information on him, and then he did his whole speech. So it is going to be, even though it's, for you, it's 10 years ago, this is like brand new to us. We've only known this in the last 3 months. And a lot of people have made really good connections with him and feel like slightly betrayed. And this is another thing. People don't know people on this app. This is the problem, where you speak to someone or see someone once and you think you know the ins and outs. It is weird.
You
can't do that.
If in these environments, one thing I've noticed, you women are powerful creatures. You don't use discernment oftentimes in these environments. It's the willingness to be social that allows for these situations. And it's not to criticize or challenge. It's to motivate and empower, because you guys have the ability to see a lot of these situations. Many of these guys, they work together. They work in tandem. I've observed this for years. What they do is they try to villainize me and depict me as someone who's across the Atlantic who doesn't know what's going on, so that everyone will shun me. Many of these men work in organizations together, networks and groups. Many of them have done time together. Many of them know each other from neighborhoods. They come to these environments with strategies and intention to deceive and to try and build a platform to get notoriety, and they will use your hardship to do it. They'll go through a list of every woman that they've known, every experience that they can recall, and they will drum up everyone in their past in order to try and use them to get notoriety and exposure on these apps. Please guard your likenesses. And ladies, if you're going to speak your experiences, work together. Use your platforms together. Girl power, right? Women empowerment. You guys speak your experiences to other women, with other women who will understand, because it's a lived experience and understood experience. When you're looking to share your voice and actually speak on your hardships, these men on these apps, in specificity, not all men, but these men on these apps are looking to extort your hardships and experiences for their notoriety and their exposure. Please don't allow for that to happen, because you're genuinely trying to grieve or release or process or empower other women. You're not trying to make, but these guys were there. Oh, please send coins to everybody on the panel.
Yeah.
You didn't ask for that, and they didn't even send you coins. They were sending the host coins. It's all blatantly evident signs of what the strategies are, what the intentions are. They're not there to protect your livelihood. They're not there to empower you. And any man or anyone really who was trying to speak to the situation in a flattering light on your behalf to say that you were mistreated. I don't like the word victimized, because you're not a victim. You're a powerful woman, and quite heroic, in fact, because many of these men would be griping till the day is long because they got a scratch. You have been impaired to a very vast extent. You were born with your vision. Your vision has been partially impaired. That's been taken from you. And none of these men, at least, because the women understand, but none of these men are stopping to acknowledge that and acknowledge that it's an abusive situation, regardless of how much he apologizes. He took something from you. You can never get back. There's no apology for that. And furthermore, he's not even seeking to approach or refrain or adjust his approach going forward in life, because now there's a trail of women beyond yourself who are all coming forward with a similar recount. So you really have to think about this. There's no reform or adjustment to anything that's gone on here. There's only been suppression and secrecy and working with other men in tandem. And these guys, they're all snickering and laughing while they play laugh tracks and noises in the background, and they drop people. It's evident. Please, ladies, protect yourselves. I know I'm just a random fucking guy on the internet, but I genuinely care. And I want to give you insight. So, you know, I'm a husband and I'm a father. I'm a father of 9 daughters. I've got 13 children. I know that sounds far-fetched, absurd. I'm a father. I have 9 daughters out of 13 children. My father had 19 children, right? So I've got 12 sisters in total. I come from women. I understand. I might be impolite at times. I might be outspoken or overzealous at times, but I will never seek to abuse, mistreat, or silence a woman. And I will never encourage or support these initiatives going on. And anytime I see it, I will call it out. And I tell women all the time, Steve Harvey wrote a book called Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman. Sorry. You women should try to infuse some of these ideologies into your life, because you need to understand the approach that men are taking. We're rational creatures. You're emotional creatures. So men seek to utilize their rationale to manipulate your emotions. Your emotions don't typically manipulate. And I was explaining that earlier today. If a woman says to her man, oh, will you pay for my nails? And she does it cute and whatever. That's not manipulation, because the man understands what's going on. But when a man is doing things behind a woman's back strategically with tactic, because he doesn't go off emotion, right? The approach is different. Now you women are being left with an informed decision. And that's what these men are seeking to do. Strip away your informed decision making by doing things in secrecy, working together, and trying to play you for fools while they keep you distracted, waste your time, and try to strip away what are the best and most important years of your life. Whether it be parenting or successful independence, whatever it is you're pursuant of. Please don't allow these guys to strip that away and draw you into these venues. You see how you said you were living your life doing something else? People kept sending you messages and calling for you. In future instances, acknowledge that for what it is. They're trying to gain notoriety. They're trying to detriment you, and they don't mean you well. They have no intentions of protecting you. You ladies deserve protection, honor, and respect. You don't have to be your own defenders all the time. You shouldn't have to be at all. You should be able to let your guard down and live in your femininity, knowing that whether it be a platonic interaction or a relationship, that there are men at the ready to have your back and speak on your behalf.
Can we all just marry you at this point? Like, Jesus Christ.
I know.
Sensational.
Thank you.
You know, you said you had lots of sisters. How many brothers have you got?
Isn't it? Are they single?
I didn't like you, because we're marrying them all.
I feel
I'm just
like
going to
we need
move to
that
Canada. We're
we
going.
need
We're all good men with different ideologies, but ladies, there's tons of them out there. I know you guys are being playful right now, but just know there are tons of them out there. It's difficult to find, but when you engage in these dialogues consistently and allow for these spaces, when you guys hold your own spaces and bring in different men to hear their perspectives rather than going to their spaces to play their games. So what you guys should do, work together, host platforms, and then plan it out where Mary's hosting for these hours, and then Life is hosting for these hours, Miss Walters is hosting for these hours, Kenzino, and so on and so forth, so that you guys can build up a network. And I personally work in digital marketing, and I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I'm saying that because I can draft you up some concepts that you can implement for games and posts, uploading timings and things like that, so that you can meet markers and really get your platform some exposure and build up a platform that women can feel safe speaking their experience among other women, and know that they're going to find a sense of resolve, or at least an open ear of understanding, and not some critical asshole who's looking to hear them out so they can get in their pants or try to extort their experience for notoriety.
Yeah.
You are just fabulous.
Preach.
You are fabulous.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's fabulous.
Has everybody followed the guy in the middle box?
I am.
Yeah, I have
Everybody
long
just follow
time.
me.
I appreciate you all very much. I appreciate you taking the time to hear me out and allow the space. I tried to speak on that platform, and you saw what they did.
Repping it.
Yes,
That was
we're
what
grateful you
pissed me off.
tried.
Yeah, that's why I sent it is also because obviously like I think this is probably your 100th account because I'm following this account, but I already know like see like before I came off the platform and that I've watched you like back up certain man on this platform, and that's what we need, to be honest, is more men who are willing to challenge the men, because as you've seen over there, like anytime a woman tries to speak, it's kind of like, you know, they want to shut us down, and it doesn't matter if we're being diplomatic, it doesn't matter if we're shouting and screaming, they just don't want to hear us. So big up you and respect for like coming through, man.
Thank you all. Honestly, we're all here together, and I appreciate you, ladies. It's not often in these pockets, Kenzie. You know, you see how they are. Because I'm outspoken and because I have trolled or said some choice words to certain people, I don't really get the opportunity to convey genuine sentiments in these spaces. So I do appreciate the opportunity. And if you guys are ever hosting lives and you need perspective, I'm here. Or if you ever need somebody to just sit in the live and regulate the environment to keep the men accountable, because you guys don't need regulation yourselves, but a lot of these men, they'll troll and do hapless things. So having a level of accountability and you guys working together, I think would really raise the level of honorable men that you're finding in your environment. Once you up the level of engagement, stop playing their game and just start speaking your truth uninhibited.
You are amazing. Can we just say, like, I know all of us women in this live and in the comment, you are amazing. And we respect and love how you speak and your mindset. I know that for every woman in here.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You
very
convey
much.
the sentences so well. And I agree. Like, I think that a lot of, because I search for platforms that are like, you know, like real life experiences that people have gone through, you know, just so, because you can get a lot from that. You know, something like a lot of people have gone through certain situations that I don't want to speak, and when there is a platform for them to be able to speak, they might feel safe. So I do believe that having certain people or having certain platforms will work. It will work. It will definitely work for women like ourselves. But we can't keep going into those men's spaces because they don't have no value for us or no respect.
Absolutely.
And you're not going to be able to convince the women, like, you know, that are still sitting over there with him and whatever not. There's no point like trying to like convince everyone to change and that, because sometimes people just have to learn and see for themselves. You know what I mean? You tell them, innit? You just tell them what it
I
is.
know some of the women that played his game have now sort of breached off and they've created their own version of the game to make the same thing as a safe space.
Yeah.
Because when I watched for about 6 weeks and I maybe got in the box twice to play the game because I was nervous about getting in the box. Now I've been in the box about 18 times in the last week. But it was a case of I was building up my courage to join it. when it all came out, and it made me feel sick that I was even in there tapping his screen. But the guy, it's getting off point, my point is that they have created another space playing a similar game so it'll attract the same people that are still sitting with him. And once they finally do realise and cotton on to his narcissistic behaviour, they will then have somewhere safe to go, because I don't think that they'd be banished for staying there now. I think that would be left open for them to come and join once they've realised. And I think that I will suggest your name, Zozo, to the girls that I've seen in there for them to follow you, so that you can also chat with those girls that have recently just left that man's grasp. So
Absolutely. I would love to be able to support or provide whatever assistance or resources that I'm able to. Once again, like I said, empowerment is the key for you ladies to have your voice and to be able to have your platform. One thing I noticed is consistency. A lot of people in these environments, because they're seeking to try and gain attention, they are abusing others' hardships. You ladies, I can tell, are seeking to be able to grow through experiences and be able to provide support for one another. And that right there is the gem. That's why it will succeed. Because of the honorable intentions and because you guys are all operating of a genuine nature. It's not really happening in these environments, unfortunately.
well, the more people that do it, the more we'll get it going that way, hopefully.
Absolutely. One thing I will say, Kenzina was saying earlier, there are women, unfortunately, who support this. So we see it with the men, but like I said yesterday, for every Epstein, there's a Ghislaine Maxwell, right? So we have to acknowledge these things. You're going to see some supporters of this behavior and be quick to cut those individuals off. One thing I noticed in this environment is people operate with strategy, and they'll send others out as feelers to observe what's going on in other lives, to see where there can be content, to see where they can extort people's hardships. Do you know that last week, I don't know if you heard about this, Kenzino, but over in another end of TikTok, they found out that there was multiple group chats where the premise of this group chat was you had to send a noodle in order to be accepted into the group chat. What? So, and then what they were doing was utilizing these noodles to blackmail people in numerous situations. So it all started spilling out in the wash when people were arguing, and then they said, oh, well, you were doing this in the group chat. And then all of a sudden it came out that this group chat existed and there was another group chat, and both of them required that people send their noodles in order to get approved for acceptance into this group chat.